And good morning, Renaissance Unity. All is well? And all is in divine order. I hate to ask you to do this. I really do. But may we all stand. When we talked about the service, I had no idea they were going to sing that song. And the whole theme of revival, it's that time of year. I'm out in the yard, Leah's out in the yard, we begin to plant seeds. Seeds to be harvested. Seeds to plant in the ground, the soil. Knowing that when we plant something in the soil, it becomes invisible to the eye. But something's happening underneath the surface. And it's underneath that surface where we begin to grow. We begin to prosper mentally, physically, financially, whatever way you want to. But you have to plant the seed in the soil. Nurture it and watch it grow. So this morning I'm excited. Can you tell I'm excited? I'm excited about this message because it's a timely message. You ever had a message that just hit you and you say, I need to say something. I need to talk. And so I want you to start off this morning by just repeating the affirmation with me. Just repeat after me. I will not resist the wrestle. I don't think you know what a wrestle is. So can we just grab something like we're tussling with someone and just wrestle, just move your body like this? Wrestle. Now let's do the affirmation. I will not resist the wrestle. I will not fear the fight. I will find the blessing in the breaking. I'm not just tired. I am being transformed. Amen. Let's stay standing right now. Because I think we know each other well enough where I can get in your business just a little bit. Is that all right? So can I ask you something that's kind of personal? Kind of personal. But I'm going to ask you, how did you sleep last night? Did you sleep good? Did you wake up? Rested? Some people, yes, no, maybe so. I'm not trying to get in your bedroom, but I do want to know the answer to that question. Because there's so many times that I'm seeing people arriving at the awakening state of a day, and they're not rested. They're still tired. They're feeling like the weight of the world is on their shoulder. They're not rested. Can you say rested? You ever felt like that? You went to bed, the alarm clock went off, you got up, but you didn't feel like you got a good night's sleep. So many of us are in that state. Anxiety, stress, disappointment, disillusionment, all cause us to be in a state of arriving at daytime and not being rested. So today, if we will, if we can we just examine how we sleep, our sleep pattern? Can we do that? Or you may be sleeping. How did you sleep last night? How is your sleep on a typical night? How do you wake up in the morning? Are you rested or feeling unrest from yesterday? Did you get the kind of rest that you wanted? Did you toss and turn? Did you stare at the ceiling? Did you check your cell phone? Did you turn the pillow over? Did you try pacing the floor? Turning on the TV and surfing the channels? Hoping at some point the TV will be watching you. Anybody ever have the TV on and you find out later on that the TV was watching you and you wasn't watching it? Oftentimes we lay our heads down, but we don't lay our burdens down. Can anybody relate to that? We turn off the lights, but we don't turn off our minds. Anybody relate to that? We say goodnight to people, but we keep the arguments from the day fresh in our mind. The disappointments of the day are sleeping with us. It's kind of like sleeping with the enemy. Anybody ever done that before? You have an argument, disagreement with somebody, and you find yourself going to bed with that person. Not literally, but certainly in your spirit, and in your mind, and in your thoughts. Taking those things that you don't want in your life to bed with you and sleeping with them. Sleeping with the things that we don't want. And they turn into nightmares. Anybody know what a nightmare is? How your visions, your thoughts get marred in the nighttime hour. And so you ask yourself, why am I so tired? I was looking through psychology today, and it was saying that 72% of the people wake up tired. Tired, unrested. And they arrive at their first meeting or church service, and there's a high probability that they'll doze off. And the question becomes, what's pressing your buttons? What's pressing your buttons? And this is not a thing where there's a generational gap. Everyone in here has something that's pressing their buttons. And it's causing great, can we say great? Great unrest. And that's what's happening. And so I want to tell you today that problem that's leaving you unable to sleep, tossing and turning, surfing the TV, is part of the process. The problem is part of the process. So today's message is for the young and the restless. Remember that TV show? But it's also for the old and the restless. I'm in that category, senior citizen. Tired but can't sleep, tossing and turning, and still trying to find out what's wrong with me. Why can't I sleep? If we turn to the Bible, there's a passage there that you're pretty familiar with probably in Genesis, chapter 32, verse 24 through 26. And it simply says, so Jacob was left alone, and a man wrestled with him until daybreak. And Jacob said, I won't let go until you do what? Do what? Sometimes it seems like the only prayer you have left. It's not just desperation, but it's divine determination. It's bless me. Anybody ever been in a situation where you just want to yell out, bless me? Which means give me something better than what I'm experiencing at this moment. Because what I'm experiencing at this moment is not fulfilling me. And I know there's got to be something better for me. You ever been in that scenario where something's hurting you to the core? Maybe it's the diagnosis and the prognosis. Maybe it's someone. Maybe it's the news you got, a loss of a job, relationship shattered, a child gone wayward, something that's taken too long to manifest, and you've been waiting, wishing, praying, and hoping, but it's still not here, and it's causing you to be restless. What's next for me? Jacob was left alone, is what it says. Left alone. Why? Why do we need to be left alone? Because we live in a noisy, nuance-based society. And when I say nuance-based, nuance becomes a nuisance. Anybody know what a nuisance is? We say that word. You're a nuisance to me. But it's so much noise. How do we block out the noise in a world that's 24/7, 365, social media driven, cell phone dependent? And I can't seem to shut it all out. And there's Jacob in the nighttime hour, wrestling. It says Jacob was left alone. How many of us need some me time? Some time alone, some downtime. Even Jesus knew with all the things that he was trying to manifest, all the minds he was trying to change, that sometime I need some me time. And so he'd escape and go up into the mountains and be alone, revive, refresh, restore, reorganize. And we do too. In a fast-paced world, we're trying to please everyone and get the approval of everyone. Too often, it places us in the situation of needing to be alone. Sometimes you just want to say, just leave me alone. Stop. Leave me alone. Let me have my moment. This thing about self. What do I need? Think about it. Can we say the word self? Self, think about it. When we talk about being alone and Jacob being alone, Jesus being alone, us needing to be alone, we come to the thing about self. And it's not selfish to think about self. And in this, we see the words spirit emerging, light fully. Can we say that together? Spirit emerging, light fully. Spirit emerging in me as light fully. Why does the word fully need to be on there? Because it's the totality of you that is intended to be the likeness and the image of God. And so there is no 50-50, 60-40, 70-30. It's got to be totally. I am the light. I am the way. And when you say this, it all comes together. Spirit has to be emerging in me as the greater light that's in me. And it's my story. And I'm sticking to it because it's the fullness of me. But before we get to that point of being in the Spirit, emerging light fully, what do we need to do? We need to flip that word around. That same self, and does it become? Us, stripped enough to listen and feel. How many of us are going through life? We're not feeling life. How many of us are just going through life on autopilot? Same thing, different day. How many people have heard that jargon? What's happening, man? Same old, different day. It's the truth, but not really. It's become something that's automatic. It's autopilot. How you doing? All right. How you doing? Blessed and highly favored. But are you happy? Are you living the life that you want? Well, not really. There's something more. And so what we have to do is be stripped enough to listen and feel. And that's why we need that downtime, that alone time, stripped enough to listen and feel. What is this called? This is the point of surrender. Where we say, I surrender all. My restless nights have me at a point where I've been trying to figure out what's next for me. Am I valuable? How can I become more valuable? How do I get the things that I want, need, to see manifest, to feel fulfilled? Every generation is struggling with this need of identity. Think about it. And so when you say, what's the truth? We're talking about what is the unconscious mind. The night is the unconscious mind. At work, interplaying with your mind, your body, and your spirit. The nighttime, your stored emotions, forgotten dreams, avoided growth. Jacob wasn't just wrestling with a man. Jacob was wrestling with himself. You see it? Jacob wrestling with a man until daybreak. That man is Jacob. His inner self. In the nighttime hour, everything, all the shame and the guilt is unhealed. There's Jacob. Silence of the midnight hour. And all that's left is you. And you're in that situation. Everyone's gone from around you. And you're in a thought moment. Anybody been in a thought moment before? Where it's just you. And somehow the history comes upon you. All of a sudden, all the things of yesterday and yesteryear become present in your mind and in your spirit in the nighttime hour. When all the hustle and bustle has been paused, when daylight has been stopped, the meeting is over, the telephone conversations have ended, and it's just you alone, with your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, and your history. And there's Jacob wrestling with himself. He wasn't wrestling for victory. He was wrestling for his identity. Who am I? And so the angel asked the question, who are you? And we wrestle with that question every day. Who am I? I know the person that I present to the world, but who am I? Most of us have become labels. Labels. And so we answer to those labels. I'm divorced. I'm a failure. I waited too late in life. I'm second best. I'm unworthy. I'm not enough. I'm never chosen. I'm hard to love. I'm low income. I'm ill. I'm old. I'm too young. I'm not ready. All those labels that we identify as ourselves. But here's Jacob wrestling in the nighttime hour, and the angel asks him a question, who are you? Who are you? And the question is what is your identification? If you take away the label, who are you? Or who do you want to be? So you turn to somebody and you ask them, who are you? Who are you? Do you know who you are? At this point, in this stage, this age in your life, do I know who I am? And so there's a bridge. We come to the point where we reach a bridge. Jacob, in the midnight hour, he's saying, I've been too long just surviving. Now it's time to thrive. Can you say this with me? I've lived long enough on survival. I want significance. I want satisfaction. I think that was a song. I can't get no satisfaction. I tried, but I can't get no satisfaction. Mick Jagger. And so we come to this point, don't we? In our life where we want significance. We want satisfaction. And it's funny that I run in different crowds, as you know, being with young people 5, 6 days a week, and with more mature people 5, 6, 7 days a week. And the common denominator is always, I want to have great value. I want a high level of satisfaction with my life. And so there becomes a point in our life where we have to make a declaration. And we say it, there's more to me. There's more for me. And there's more I need. Can we say this with me? There's more for me. There's more for me. And I'm not letting go until I'm blessed to get it. And so here we are, tired. The television screen's been watching us. We've taken all precautions. We built this safety net around our life where we don't take enough risk. What don't we take enough of? Risk. And so I'm sitting on a panel yesterday, and we're talking about grief. And so what happens if you find yourself in a situation where you've been grieving for 4 or 5, 6, 7 years? Some of the panelists said, you need to be compassionate and patient with yourself. And then they gave me the microphone. And they said, Mr. McIntosh, you're a therapist. You have a private practice. How do you tell people to deal with their grief? And it's long term. It's been 4 or 5, 6 years. I say, well, I don't know if that's grief, but they've established an identity in grief. They become known for the grief. And there's some level of safety and security, some benefit they get from living in that space of grief. But the question always comes back, and I said this on the panel, is do you want to get well? Do you want to get well? And that's the question when we talk about being revised. Do you want to get well? At this point in your life, the question is, do you want to experience better? Do you want more? And if you do, let's go on the second part of this message. Can we go? Can we go on the second part of this message? I think it could be some tools for you. Can't wait? I'm excited to give you tools. Now, you're not tired because the day was long. You're not tired because you worked in the field, right? Anybody work in the field here? You ain't working on field, Willie. And you're not staring at the ceiling because you're bored. You're staring because you want to know the answer. How do I break free from this routine that I'm in? Anybody in a routine right now? Things are pretty automatic. Raise your hand if you're in kind of like a routine. You know, you're kind of in this routine. It's kind of like, okay, I know how to do this from day to day. I can play the game from Monday to Friday because I'm looking forward to Friday night and Saturday and Sunday. But I'm in this kind of rut. And I'm kind of stuck because I'm in a rut. But I know there has to be something different. There has to be something more. And so I have to get out of this sense of feeling tired. Fannie Lou Hamer was the one we said, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Didn't she say that? Life has become so much of a ritual that has put me in a rut, and I'm tired of it. And every day I get up, and I know the rut that I'm in. I know the lane that I'm going to walk, the energy that's required, and I give just enough to make it through the day. But we say, there's got to be something better. There's got to be something more. And so we see Jacob in the midnight hour wrestling with himself and then seeing the angel. What's the angel represent? Hope, freedom, light. And so he says all these things, and so I won't let you go until you bless me. Anybody here feel like there's something else I'm supposed to receive? Something else I'm supposed to achieve? There's got to be something better, because I believe the promise that I can do all things through the Christ who strengthens me. But now I have to walk forward. Myrtle Fillmore says something that's very relevant. Restless is a call to realignment. Divine ideas are pressing for expression through you. Who? Sometimes they press so hard you can't sleep until you do what? Surrender. Who in here is ready to surrender so they can move forward? That's the question. Are you ready to move forward? So in this place, and I want to give you a tool. 3-step tool. 1, 2, 3. Easy. 1, 2, 3. Can we say it together? 1, 2, 3. Recognize the wrestle. Can we say that? What does that mean? Pause when you feel restless and ask, what am I really fighting? What am I really fighting? What have I not brought to closure in my life that's causing me to be restless? Is it fear? Is it shame? Is it pressure? Is it purpose that's yet to be fulfilled? Bring it into awareness, but with compassion. Compassion for yourself. Why? Because we want a situation that Jacob experienced. The angel said, your name is no longer Jacob. What does Jacob mean? Trickster. Trickster. Deceiver. Low level of consciousness. Jacob was the same Jacob that deceived his brother Esau out of his inheritance, thinking I'll take the shortcut, I'll steal from my own brother. Deceiving. Trickster. And so the angel comes and says, you'll no longer be known as Jacob. You'll be known as Israel. What does Israel mean? High consciousness, peace, prosperity, joy. It's that place in your life where you transition from just living on past experiences, living out of fear, out of hurt, anxiety, stress, and saying, now I'm Israel. I move to a higher level of consciousness. And with that, I claim my new identity. And my new identity is I am enough. I am evolving. I am emerging. I am the light. I am limitless. Step 2 is that, where we reclaim our true identity. The truth is you're more than what meets the eye. Tell somebody, I'm more than what you see. So you got to say it with attitude. You got to say it with confidence. This is why I stepped to Leah. This is why I stepped to her 30-some years ago. Baby, I know I don't have much. Only thing I got is this members only jacket and these Kango boots. But baby, I'm more than what meets the eye. Come with me. Live with me. Marry me. So say this with me. I am enough. I am evolving. I am emerging. I am light. I am limitless. These are affirmations for the soul. They're armored to protect the soul. And that's what we need. If you don't come armed with this every day, life has a way of putting you in the fast lane and telling you who you are. Anybody in here who looks at the news, listen to the news, more than 15 minutes a day, cease it. Because what they're going to do is keep on programming you. And the noise that they keep telling you, that things are bad. The world is going to hell with a... You know it. And so the whole idea is that we have to control the noise. Control the noise. I'm so grateful that my students put an app on here. And the app detects when a phone call is coming in and is likely to be a scam. And so the number comes up and it says, scam lightly. And so when I see that, I say, you ain't gonna sucker me into that. Nope, not today. And so that's what we're saying. And sometimes that scam is really spam. People trying to spam you into a condition of the mind that things are terrible. You're limitless because you're a woman, because you're black, because you're low income, because you're gay. And the world has a way of doing that if you allow it. And so the idea is to take away that opportunity. If you suspect scam, say no. If you expect spam, say no. You don't have to answer to every call, to every label that someone puts on you. And so the whole idea is we began to control the noise. The practice begins when we begin to tell ourselves, I am enough, I am evolving, I am emerging, I am light, I am limitless. Then the third step, realign through stillness. Just like Jacob had to be alone in the stillness of the night to come to terms with all the things that seem to be producing the stress, the anxiety, the tension, the doubtfulness. And so I'm telling you, before bed, practice for 3 minutes, just stillness. Shut down everything. Television, cell phone. If you're a person who goes to sleep with the television on, stop it. This week, 5 days a week. Anybody here who does that? You go to sleep, come next Sunday and tell me that you turned off the TV and went to bed, I'll give you $5. $5. How many? Raise those hands again if you go to sleep with the TV on, in front of the TV. All right, so I got to save up, so I got to go make some money, cash, and some cans and everything else. But this is just that important. Turn off everything and enter the stillness and just breathe. Can we just breathe? Breathe. And after you breathe, repeat those affirmations. I am enough. I am evolving. I am emerging. I am light. I am limitless. And you keep on repeating that. And you invite your spirit to emerge as light, fully, totally, because that's who you are. Let rest become your point of revelation. I am the light. I produce light. And when I move forward, others see my light shining brightly. And that's all we want, is for everyone to see that we are ready, willing, and able to live forward better than ever. Can we do an affirmation? Can we all stand? Repeat after me. I am no longer restless. I am ready. I am no longer tossing. I'm turning into truth. I wrestled. I wept. I won. I walk different because I am different. I am Israel, reborn in power and peace. And so it is. I want you to just look at someone and say, I'm getting better. I'm evolving. In 7 days of practice, I'll emerge as something greater. And the thing that I want that's greater is my mind, my body, my spirit, my soul, my emotions, my feelings, my money. You like threw that in on you, see? I'm about prosperity too. So I awaken to the truth of who I am in my mind, in my body, and in my spirit. I am one. I am one with the Almighty God. The Almighty Christ lives in me, through me, and as me. And as one with the Christ, I can do all things. I am limitless. I walk forward in a mindset that I am unstoppable, undeniable, unfathomable by the things of the world. I am not of the world, but in the world, but I control the world. And from this point on, I am the holder of the switch that can be turned on and turned off to possibilities. And my potential possibilities are so great that I am the light and I'm shining bright. See my smile come through. Please know that God is blessing you like God is blessing me. That's my truth, and I'm sticking to it. Every second, every minute, and every hour, the truth sets me free. I release what no longer serves me. I'm going higher in consciousness. And with that higher level of consciousness, I see myself strong, rich. Ooh. And the ooh is for you to just add on to it. Can we just say ooh? Ooh wee. I'm so excited about what's next in my life because I'm revised. Can we do that one more time? Just say ooh wee. Ooh. Renaissance Junior, I love you. There's nothing you can do about it. Thanks for having me this morning. God bless you.